See, in the last class, we have seen the picture or the scene of array and the relation between array and pointers. And I told you that I don't want to rush into things because I'll be taking another set of array, which is known as character array today, and I will show its relation with the pointers right now. So let's start. So these are actually outline of today. If I get a chance, I will show you dynamic memory location. But I guess character arrays and pointers and character arrays are will be focusing most. So let's start. So what is a character array? Now, if you look at this sentence or look at these two words, these are two different words. One is a character, another one is array. So as far as character goes, character is a primitive data type in C that is used to store a character value, and it takes 1 byte of memory. Whereas an array, as you already know, is a finite collection of homogeneous data stored in contiguous memory location. Contiguous means adjacent memory location. But an array of character is nothing but a sequence of characters treated as a single entity, and it is also known as string, and it is terminated by null character. The null character is nothing but it is /0 as per its ASCII value, /0. So what actually it means? It's a string. So string can be a name. Okay, let me start with a laser pointer. So string can be a name, a phrase, or a sentence. So it could be anything. So whenever you see array of characters or character array or string, these three words are alternate names to same concept. They don't have they are not, they cannot be differentiated. And in C, each and every string from now onwards, instead of character array, I'll be telling you, I'll be calling it a string. So each and every string is terminated by a null character. Why it is a terminated character? It is nothing but whenever you write something, let's suppose in pure English, you use a full stop to mark the end of the sentence, end of the word. So in computer, full stop is also a character. So you cannot use full stop to mark the end of a sentence, end of a character, end of a word. So instead of full stop, what we use? We use /0, which is also known as null terminating character. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Let me go to the next slide. Now, the very first thing that comes into mind that how computers store strings or how to store strings. So there is a rule to this. The first rule and the foremost rule is the size of the array should be the number of characters in the string plus 1. So if I write John, so you can see John has 4 characters, 1, 2, 3, 4. So how much should be its minimum size? It should be 5 or greater than 5. So the obvious question would be, why I should not use 4 characters instead of 5? Because if you look at very carefully, only 4 characters may suffice the name John. So let's suppose C4 is a character array. Here what will miss is the termination information. It means that we do not know when this John, the name John has ended. You and me, we can understand, but the computer doesn't have any way to understand this John has ended. So that is why it needs to be characterized by a null character or a null terminating character like this JOHN and then /0. Okay, how to take strings input and output? To output, you can easily use printf using a format specifier known as %s for strings. To take input, you can use a scanf function with %s specifier. Okay, let me show you with a program, then you will be able to understand. Is this visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let me start with some code examples, and then you'll be able to understand what actually character is all about. Okay, let me create a new project. Console application. Go and go to next. Use C instead of C++. Next, give a name to your program. Let me give the name as strings. Strings example. Next, yes, compiler. So this is our example. You come to source, you double click on main, and is it visible now? The code?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Now, if you just press here, build and run, you can see there is a green button along with the setting icon. If you just press this, it should show you hello world. Is it visible? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir. Visual, sir.
Okay. Okay. Let's start with character arrays. Now, as I was telling, let me define one character, or let me define one string. So to define it, we have to use the word char, and then you have to give a name. Let's suppose I've given the name of my character array as name only, and let me give me 4 as per our example. Now there are multiple ways of initializing a character array. So we'll go the way which we know till date. So let's suppose I will do name. Okay. Name in bracket in the 0th location I will store J. So to store J I have to use single quotes, write J and semicolon. And similarly I will take as its copy this and just I will change according to my need. So in the first location, what should be there? It should be O. In the second location, what it should be H. The third location or the fourth location, sorry. The fourth location is L. And now let me print this. So I will use a printf statement. And as I have already told, the input output statement you can use to print the string a %C, %S. But to print a character, it is %C. Okay, S. And what is the name? It should be name on. Now look at this example. It is a very clean and simple example. I have used a character array or a string whose name is name itself. Okay, and I have individually allocated or initialized each and in each index location the name John. Now let me try to run this and let's see what happens. Now if you look at very carefully, after having John, there are some garbage values. Can you see this?
Yes, yes, sir.
Why this is coming? Because there is no way the compiler can understand that your John has ended. Your John, the name of the name, whatever the name you have given has ended. There is no way it can understand. Now just change it to 5 and add the last. Add the last character as /0. What should be my last character? It should be /0. Which slash? Front /0. Now you just check what happens. Now if you look it very carefully, now this time John is only printing. There are no unwanted characters. Is it clear? Why we should use a null character and how we can initialize a character array? Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine.
Clear, sir. Clear.
Okay, fine. So now this is not the only way you can initialize. The way you have initialized, there are many different ways you can initialize a string. So another way of initializing, okay, first of all, if you are initializing in this way, /0 you have to add on your own. /0 you have to add on your own. There is another way again in which you have to add /0 on your own again. Name. Okay, wait a minute. We can do in this fashion. As the name, I can show here itself. Just check J, comma, then, comma, which, comma, and comma, and again you have to say or you have to enter /0. This is another way of initializing. Now, if you run this code, again you can see there is it has executed successfully. There is no problem. So this is another way. Now, if you have observed all these times, whenever we are using single quotes, we have to enter /0 on our own. This is the responsibility of the programmer or the author to add /0 on its own. In this case, what we can also do, we can remove this 5 and again run this program. Again, you can see if you are initializing in this fashion, you do not need to write the size of your array because a compiler automatically creates it. Even if you write, there is no problem. But make sure you follow the rule. What was the rule? Your size should be number of characters in the array plus 1. Now, there is another way of initializing, and this is called the literal way. This time I won't use single quotes. Rather, I will use double quotes. And if you can just write John with double quotes, this time you do not need to enter /0 because this is another way of initializing. When you are using double quotes, you do not need to add /0. And if you run this code, again you are getting the correct length and the correct output. Is this clear? The initializing way? Declaration initialization. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. One more thing you have to understand. See, this you cannot break into two statements. For example, you have created this like character name, and after that you want to add name is equals to. Now this is wrong. This compiler will complain. Okay, so don't make these mistakes whenever you're writing or the way you are declaring or initializing. It should follow the rules. Now, let me go ahead with the presentation first. So as you have already seen, you can print. Okay, one more thing. We have not used the scanf function. Now, let me add one scanf function. Let me make it with character 20 and leave the part John. And instead of name, this time I will say the name of my array is text. Now let me ask from the user to enter the text. So printf enter the text /n and semicolon. Now I can use scanf to take the input. Now to use scanf, you have to use again %s and give the name. The name is text. One more thing, you could easily say or easily observe that here we are not giving any ampersand sign. Why? Because text itself, as we have already seen our last class, it's a name of an address or is the base address. So whenever you are saying percentages, you want to take your array or your character of arrays inside starting from this base address. So I don't need any ampersand sign here. Now I can just printf input else say slash and here. Your input was percentage s. Simple program. I will delete this. I'm taking an input and I'm printing the input. Now let's start or let's execute this program. So I've been asked to enter a text. So let me suppose I will say Assam. And your input was Assam. Is it clear? How you can take?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Okay. Now another way, let me try it once more. This time let me write hello world. So what is the output I'm getting?
Hello.
But what actually I have given as the input?
Hello world.
So why do you think this anomaly is coming?
Array of size.
So the previous.
Why do you think this anomaly is coming?
Array size.
Anybody?
Space.
Huh?
Due to
Space.
Due to
Space.
space, yes, exactly. See, scanf actually considers space as the end of the what? End of the array. So whenever it encounters a space, it thinks that the array has ended and it doesn't consider or it actually ignores whatever is written after that. So that is why till hello it prints, but after that it doesn't print. So to print the whole thing, instead of scanf, it is always better that you use a function called getS. That means get string. And in getS, you just have to write text as per our example. And this time, if you try the same program, hello world, now you'll be getting the whole line, because getS, what it does is it doesn't ignore the space. It takes the whole line until it encounters the end of line. It will take whole string, whatever is in this line. So this is a better way to get the input. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
So this is what it has been written in this slide. You can use printf function to display string in C, and you can use scanf function with %s format specified to read a string from the terminal. But this function would terminate when a white space is encountered, as we have already seen it. Hence, if you want to read hello world using scanf, you will only be able to read hello. But when you use getS function, it will read a line until it encounters a new line or end of the line. So this is what we have just encountered. Now there are why we are looking at this, because there are many string handling operations that we do in our day-to-day life. So C supports a large number of string handling application, and these application or these functions are packaged in a library called string.h. String.h, this one, string.h library. Hence, you must include string.header file in your programs to use this function. You can usually use, or you can easily use this function to manipulate strings. Now, what I have to do here, let me show you one more thing. Let me add this as per our text or our slide. Let me add string.h. I've included. Now I can use some of the functions which are readily available. Now, as you have already know, this text I've already got. Instead of printing, okay, let me show you one more thing. I will come to the previous example, as I have given name. Okay, and I will initialize it with the same thing called John. Now, I'm deleting this. Okay. Now there is a function as per our string.h library. There are some functions like string cat, string length, string reverse, string copy, string comparison. So I will go with string length here. Let me show you how string length works. So to make sure this string length works, I have to use one more integer called length. Let me use any, you can use any, I'm using length. And then I will use string length, and inside string length, I will give my string array. This is the length, and I can use one more thing, int size, and then I will say size of. Size of is an operator in C. We have already seen the size of name. I will just print length. The length of the string is %s, comma, and I will use the length variable here. And similarly, we just copy this. I will enter here. Instead of length, this time I will say size. Size or tone. I can't use percentages. It should be percentage d because it is an integer. Percentage d. This time I will say size. Now, before I run this program, what do you think should be the output? Did you get the program? What actually you are doing? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you have got the program. Now, when I say length here, okay, what actually it means by length?
Number of characters.
Number of characters. So, how many characters are there here?
5.
Huh? 5?
4.
4 or 5?
4.
4.
4, sir.
4. So, somebody is saying 4, or some may say 5. It cannot be more than that, right? Okay, what about size?
4.
What about size?
Sir, it is the size of the data type.
Size. Yes, correct. Your size of the data type.
4.
What?
Sir, 1.
What is your guess?
1.
1.
1. So many are saying 1. Somebody
1,
are
sir.
saying 4. Some are
4, sir.
saying 5. 5. Somebody saying 5? Nobody.
No, sir. 4, sir.
Only 4. Okay. Let me run this program and let's see. We don't know anything. Let's see how it bears out. So wait a minute. Make it understand. I have to use the /n. Now length of the string, what it is showing,
4.
and what is the size?
5.
Why? So length of the string, it is showing 4. So if you look at very carefully, the word John, when I am working with word John and /0, wait a minute, /0, it only considers up to the part where John is there, or the string. It doesn't considers the /0 as a part of the string. Am I right? When I am using, or I am saying length, string length. It doesn't consider /0 as a part of the string. Yes, it cannot be considered. Do you consider full stop as a part of your word?
No.
No, sir.
No.
So it is similar to that. /0 is not considered here. But when you say size, so each character takes how many bytes? 1 byte. So JOHN, already 4 characters are there. So 4 bytes are reserved. But /0 is also included here. So in this case, it is 5 bytes. So that is why it is showing 5 bytes. 1 for J, 1 for O, 1 for H, 1 for N, and 1 for /0. Is this clear? Is this clear?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is how the length. Don't confuse between length and size. I've seen many students get confused with length and size. Length is the length of your word or length of your string. Size is how much memory is allocated for your string, including /0, because that is also allocated. Okay, we'll go to the next slide. So you can try all the other functions on your own. Just take a reference book for C strings, or you can go to any website. You could find these examples on this string catenation, string comparison. Okay, let me check one more thing. Let me go with string comparison. Int CMP PR CMP. String comparison. So I will take 2 things. Study now you can see I have written. Okay, let me first go here. I've shown you one more example here. I'm using this time string comparison. Now, what string comparison do? It tries to find out the difference between the first and the second string whenever the first mismatch occurs. So if you look at very carefully, here the first letter is S and here the first letter is T. So as per English alphabet, which is bigger? If you start numbering from AS1, DS2, so which will be bigger? The D will be bigger or T will be bigger?
T.
T. So I need to minus, or I need to find the difference between S and T. That is S minus T. So let's suppose if S is 4 and T is 5. So 4 minus 5, how much it should come?
-1.
This is what it is showing. This is what it is showing. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Clear, sir.
So these are functions which you can go on your own. You don't have to look up to me that I should give the program. You can do your program on your own. Okay. Now I'll come to character pointer and character array. Now look at these two versions. One is a character array hello world. One is a character pointer hello world. What are the similarities and dissimilarities between this? The similarity is both variables, either array and or ptr, they are all pointers. So you can pass them to a function via references only. Do not need to think about anything. So this is the similarity. They both are pointers. Array, as you know, the name of the array, is what? Is a constant pointer. And this pointer star is a pointer to a character. Is this clear? They both are pointers. One is array version, another is pointer version. Now, these are the difference. See, when you say character array hello world, okay. When you say character array hello world, how much memory is allocated? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Space is also a character. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. How much memory is allocated?
12.
11.
Not 11.
12.
How much
12.
memory is allocated?
12.
12. Why?
12.
12. Why?
Null character last included.
Yes,
Null
null terminating character is also a part of this size. So it allocates 12 consecutive memory bytes and associates the address of the first allocated byte with add name. So whenever I say add, this is the base address. And you can look at here, this 1000, this 1001, 1002 and so on. So 12 bytes of memory is allocated to store 12 characters, including /0. Now, what is the difference with pointer now? In case of pointer, not only 12 consecutive bytes of the string is allocated, but 4 extra bytes for pointer variable is also allocated. Is this clear? So altogether, 16 bytes are allocated. 12 bytes for the string and 4 bytes for the pointer. Is it clear? Additional 4 bytes. So 16 bytes are allocated as per allocation is concerned. Now, what is the explanation? So you have to understand this. You can write this. See, arrays and pointers are different or different data types, but they are used in very similar manner. So what and how they are used? Let's suppose I have given 2 commands, character C16, that is C16 is an array and which stores the value hello. So this is how in the memory it will look like. Let's suppose the base address is 200. From 200 onwards, it will take HELLO and /0. And character C2, character star C2, what actually it means? It's a pointer to a character. And this allocates, this also needs an allocation in the memory. So let's suppose this is C2 and it has the address 400. Now, when I say C2 is equals to C1, is it a valid assignment?
Yes. Yes, sir.
No, sir.
Valid, huh?
No, sir.
Is it a valid assignment or not? C2 is a pointer and C1 is a constant pointer or array name. So can I have the base address, that is C1 is the base address of the array. So can I assign the base address to a pointer,
Yes.
pointer to a character? Yes, we can assign it. This is perfectly all right. No problem here. C1 is a constant pointer or a array name. Array name is nothing but a constant pointer. And if I just say the name, array name, I will get the base address. I will get the base address. So this base address is what? It is 200. I'm just saying this 200 should be stored inside C2. This is what this statement means. And this is perfectly all right. There is no problem. There is no problem in assigning C1 to C2. But when I print this C21, what it should print? It should print E, right? 0 and 1th location. What is there? E. So this it should print E. When I say I can also update C20 as some other variable, like say if you could look it very carefully, this time I'm using only the pointers because pointer has the base address. So I can use these statements. So C20 is equal to it. And if I print this, I will get LO, not hello. So to understand the concept or to find out what actually it means is the C2I is star C2 plus I, they both are alternate syntax, or C1I or star C1 plus I, they are alternate syntax. I guess this part I have told you in my last class with integer arrays as well. They both are alternate syntax. You can either use the bracket notation, or you can either use the parenthesis notation using indirection operator. Both are correct. Is this clear?
Yes.
Okay. What is the difference now? Difference is, although you can use C2 is equals to C1, but you cannot say C1 is equal to C2. Why? What is C1? First you think, what is C1?
Base address.
Base address of array. Okay?
Yes.
It's the base address of the array. Moreover, I have already told, if the array name provides the base address and it is a constant pointer. What do you mean by a constant pointer? Constant pointer is nothing but a pointer address that cannot be changed. Is it clear?
Yes.
So these two things are same. The array name, the base address, the constant pointer, they all mean the same thing. So if it is a constant pointer, what is the base address of C1, or what actually address it will give? 200. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So what I am trying to do here?
200 assign.
What is the value of C2?
C2 assign 200.
No. What is the value of C2? That means what address C2 has?
400.
400.
400.
So if C2 has 400, can I assign 400 to C1?
No, sir.
No.
So this
No.
is why this assignment is wrong. I can assign the base address of an array to a character pointer, but I cannot assign the vice versa pointer address to a base address of an array. It is not feasible, or it is not allowed in C. Okay. Also, you cannot use C1 is equals to C1 plus R1 or C1 plus I. You cannot use. Why? Again, the same reason. C1 is a constant pointer. C1 is a constant pointer, and as it is a constant pointer, you can read a constant pointer, but you cannot write it. You cannot change it. Next is C2 plus plus, but it is allowed. Why? Because it is not a constant pointer. It's a pointer to an array. So C2 plus plus is allowed. That is C2 is equals to C2 plus 1. These are allowed. Okay, let me give you an idea. Okay, let me check. I want to my program should be, I want to take an input from the user, but I don't want to print in the main function. I will print in my own function. Okay, this is the whole program. So let me check character f name is my array name, or let me text. And I'll give 20 characters here. All right. Now use a printf statement to make sure user gives. Enter your first name. And as I'm taking a first name, so I know there won't be any gaps here. So I can directly use scanner. Where I should take it inside text. Now, let me call a function called display, and I will pass this what? Text. Now this is how I'm displaying it. Now, as this is the first program I'm showing you, I have already told that if you want to write the function before main, you do not have to do anything. But if you want to write the function after main, then you have to give a prototype declaration. So let me write it before main. So it should be void display. Now you may be prompted to think what should be its argument. Its argument should be a character array, if I'm not wrong. Character array with what? Let's suppose the name is same as text. Or instead of text, let me give a different name so you'll be able to understand. C. But what actually, even though if you write it, this is not wrong. But what actually the compiler do is, it does not take it. It converts this character array notation to character pointer notation. Did you get actually what I've told you? What I'm passing here in the display function, what I'm passing actually?
Base address. The base address of text.
I'm passing an array, right? Nothing more than that. Or character array, right? Right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
So if I'm passing a text here or a character array here, where I'm in this display function, where I'm receiving it, I'm receiving it inside a pointer. The name of the pointer is C. So now character C or C pointed to a character C is actually pointing to the base address. And this function does not know what is the length of your array, what is the size of an array. It doesn't understand anything. Now, if I want to print this, I have to use something called int I, and I will initialize with 0. Now, I can say while capital C bracket I is not equal to /0. That means it's not equal to the end of the character or the null terminating character. Till that time, you print. Now, printf. This time I'll print one by one. Let me print %C. I'm not using %S here. %C, comma, C of I. And I plus plus. And finally, I will say printf /n. Okay, fine. Now let's come to this program again. So I have sent text to which function? Display function. Where my display is written? Here. So as I have passed text, which is an array, I should capture the base address of the array in the pointer called capital C. This is clear, right? Now after that, what I have done is I have taken an integer I is equals to 0, a variable of a variable I is an integer variable, and then I'm using a notation you already I've told you, Ci until and unless it is equal to /0. It is not equal to /0. That means while this condition is true, जब तक ये condition true है, तब तक ये loop घूमता रहेगा. So in the first case, as you already know, let's suppose I have given the first name as Sachin. Now, what is here? This is the first character, or in array notation, it is the 0th character. It is the first character. It is the second character. It is the third character. It is the fourth character as per array notation. This is the fifth character. And finally, I'll have /0, which would be my sixth character or seventh character. Now, when I say I equal to 0, C of I is what? C of 0, because I was 0, C is 0. Whether C 0 is not equal to /0, that means this, yes, this condition is true, it is not equal to /0. So as it is not equal to /0, just print this. This is S, it will print, and then I will use I is a I plus plus. That means I will go to 1th location. This is now I, and this is the same way it prints. It prints everything till n. When it comes here, that is I equal to 6. So whether C6 is not equal to 0, no. C6 is equal to /0 or null terminating character. The moment it finds its this condition is not valid anymore, it comes out and then prints the /n or new line. Did you get the idea? What actually we are doing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What actually, yes. So what we can do, we also don't need to write I at all. What I can do is I can say *C and remove I. What do you mean by *C? Value at the address C, and I could just write *C here, and this time instead of I plus plus, let me write C plus plus, and just enter the first name as per our. See, this is what we are getting, Sachin and Sachin itself. Now we are using simply the pointer notation now. Did you get the program? If anybody has any doubt, please ask right now.
Sir, sir, instead of making a function display, why we have not written just printf percentage text?
Because many a time you may need this kind of requirement in data structure. You cannot float C. One thing you have to understand. C is a procedural oriented language. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, if I tell you to create a program for calculator, what are the primary functions or primary arithmetic functions calculator can do? Addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, percentage. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Now, what is a better idea? To write the whole code in the main function, or whether you divide addition as a separate function, subtraction as a separate function? Which one is better?
Divide separate.
Why division is better? Why division is better?
Sir, because it's simple and more clear.
Exactly. This is the whole principle of C. This is the whole principle of C. In the main function, your main algorithm should run. Simply the main algorithm, what actually you want. And in the background, all the functions must run. If somebody is looking for only for addition, only addition function should run. Why I should run the subtraction also, division also, multiplication also? Because if it is there in the main function, it will run automatically. Did you get the idea what I am trying to convey here? Anybody who is
Yes, sir.
having this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is the whole. So as per your question, you told me why can't I write here display? But there may be some situation where you cannot write in the main function at all. You have to write it in separate function. So if you have to write a separate function, you have to understand that arrays are always passed by reference. What are the two way of calling mechanism in C? First one is call by value. The another one was call by reference. I've shown you using this exchange of variables or swapping the values. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So make a note. Arrays are always passed by reference. Are always. Their arrays are never passed by value. So always passed by reference means what? So whenever I've given here text is what? It's an array. It's a character array. So as I've already told, text is a character array. It will always be passed by reference. Passed by reference. What do you mean by passed by reference? Anybody? What do you mean by passing by reference or pass by reference?
We can give the address.
Passing by reference means passing the address only.
Yes.
Pass by reference means pass by address only. So what is the address of text? What is the address of text? What should I pass actually? I cannot pass the whole address, right? This is an array. I cannot pass the whole address. What I should pass there?
Base address.
Yes, base address. So this base address is collected where? This base address is collected where?
At C.
At C, which is a character pointer, right? And I have just told you there are two different ways of writing it. In this one, there are two different ways of writing it. Either you can write C2 in bracket notation I, or either you can write in parenthesis notation using indirection operator, right? You can write in those fashion, or either you can write C2 plus plus. So I have used the third notation here, C2 plus plus. I am directly using it. I'm directly using it. You can also write C2 in this way. It will also be correct. C1 plus I. Okay. Then I should print it. C1 plus I. This is also correct. This is an alternate syntax. That is why I'm showing it. You could write the same program multiple ways. And this time you should increment not C, rather you should increment I. And this time if you write this again, or if you run this again, and if I get the same input, you will get the same output. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Input I'm giving in the main function, remember. And output you are getting from where? From the display function. This is where you are getting the output from. And these are three different ways you can go ahead. These are three different ways you can manipulate strings. Now, can I ask you something, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay. The question is, you can print this whatever I have passed from the main function, the same program. Can you modify the program so as it should print instead of searching the reverse of searching? Did you get it? what I'm trying to tell you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, wait a minute. Let me make understand the people who have not understood. Notepad. Okay. No, instead of Sachin, if I'm passing from the main function, Sachin, main function, I'm passing Sachin. The font little bit big so as you can understand. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
So instead of searching, your display function should print what? N I H C A S. That is reverse of searching.
Sir,
Uh,
we will initialize I equal to 6 and use decrement operator.
what you will initialize I with what?
Int I equal to 6.
I equal to 6, but you do not know. This time I have given Sachin. The next time I may give Virat. The next time I may get De Villiers. Can you guarantee the input? That's what I'm asking.
No, sir.
No.
Sir, we can use
Wait. See, whenever you are writing the program, always think about the general cases and always think the user can give anything. I have used this analogy of Sachin to make you understand that if Sachin is given, it should be the output. If Saurav is given, something else should be the output. If Rohit is given, something else should be the output. Are you getting the point?
Yes, sir.
If Madhuri is given, something else should be the output. But your program should work for each and every case. You should write one program that should work for each and every case. Now you tell me your ideas.
So we can use strlen function
STR
for counting the length of the string which is given by user.
Okay.
Then we can put we can print it in opposite direction from L minus 1 in printf. Sorry. मतलब हम सर इसको मतलब प्रिंटफ फंक्शन में अगर लेंथ L मान लेते हैं और कितने कैरेक्टर है उसको मतलब strlen से मतलब काउंट कर लेते हैं तो प्रिंटफ में L-1 से स्टार्ट करके मतलब हम लोग शुरुआत तक प्रिंट कर सकते हैं मतलब अपोजिट डायरेक्शन में।
तो ठीक है, तो ये करके दिखाना अपने अगले क्लास में।
ओके
ठीक है, आप सबको ये असाइनमेंट है।
ओके सर, ओके सर, थैंक यू सर।
ये आपको इसी तरीके से करना है। Let's see how many of you can do it.
Okay, sir.
Okay, one more thing. I'll be taking one internal exam very soon. Okay, and I will give you the links where I'm preparing my own website. So let me finish with my website for making and then I will give you the link. You have to register yourself with the website, and this website will be self-explanatory. Let me finish my website first, and then I will give it to you. Is this clear?
Clear, sir. Clear.
Okay. So I'm finishing this today. I know this is a bit heavy. That is why I'm not rushing into the things. Now what you can do, you can take a good reference book. You can go to good websites or good YouTubes or good textbooks. Go through these chapters again and try to find out any problem which you have not understood, which I have not encountered or have not taken, or which you find a little bit difficult by yourself to overcome this. Are you getting? Get to know, make your hands dirty with the code, then only you will be able to know how pointers work with character arrays, how pointers work with integer arrays, how pointers are working, arrays or without arrays. So this is what my suggestion is all about. So when we can meet, I should meet on next Tuesday, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So
Yes,
you
sir.
have a lab period at 1:30. A lab class at 1:30. Will you take that class?
Wait a minute. Let me. Okay, you can talk with. We have. I think Navo sir is also there, no? Navajyoti sir. Or you don't know about him? Okay, your lab instructor or lab assistant or the lab will be managed by Navajyoti sir. All right, he's a senior technical assistant over here, and he's
Okay,
been
sir.
given the responsibility to assist me. So what I'll do is,
Okay, sir.
whatever the programs you have done till now, what are the programs you have done or I have done?
So in first semester we did.
No, firस्ट
C
सेमेस्टर
programs.
नहीं, इस डेटा स्ट्रक्चर क्लास में क्या क्या किया, क्या क्या मैंने करवाया है,
So only the program you gave.
क्या क्या करवाया, बोलो एक बार बोलो. What are the different programs I have shown you?
Swapping two numbers,
Swapping two numbers,
using third variable.
all right. Okay, now next is integer arrays and pointers, and another one is character arrays and pointers, right? So write down the assignments or that you have to do in the practical lab. The first assignment is write a program in C to swap the variables of two numbers or to swap two numbers without using third variable. Did you get it? What actually I mean?
Yes, sir.
Okay, don't use third variable. Now, instead of using third variable, can you swap the two numbers? And another is swap the two numbers using reference variable. Pointers are essential. Okay, the second program is okay, this is what I'm giving to test your knowledge on for loop and while loop. Try to find out or write a program to find out all the prime numbers that exists between a range of values. That exist between the range of values. What I mean to say is, let's suppose the range of values you should ask from the user. Let's suppose user has given 1 to 10, 1 and 10. So you have to find all the numbers which are a prime number in between 1 to 10. Did you get it?
Yes, sir.
Like 2 is a prime number, 3 is a prime number, 5 is a prime number, 7 is a prime number. So all this should be listed in between 1 to 10. Make the program general. I'm repeating it repeating it again and again. Why? Because this range I may change. For example, I've given you 1 to 10. I may also give 20 to 90. So you have to make a general case that a program should work irrespective of whatever the range I give. Clear? Okay. Next is
Yes, sir.
write a program to find the sum of all the elements. To find the sum of all the elements in an array. Yeah, of an array. Did you get the program? What actually you have to do?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And last program is today whatever I have given. Write a program to print a string array in a function. Write a program to print a string. To print a string using a function in reverse order. Okay, I'm making it a bit difficult. You cannot use string.h library. I'm making it a bit difficult. You cannot use string.h library. So the person who have already told that you can use string length, you cannot use string length now because I am debarring you from using string.h library. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Let's see. Well, take the challenge. Think of something. Then you will be able to overcome the problems. So these are the problems or these are the programs that you have to write in this order only in your copy. And you have to show me in my next lab class your output. Or next class your output as well. You have to submit it. So output कैसे show करोगे? Whenever you have done the or executed the program, take the screenshot of your code, take the screenshot of your output and show me. I can ask anything from your code, so don't copy from website unless and until you understood it. If you have understood the concept, if you have understood the code, you can take it down or you can copy it. I don't have any problem. But without understanding, if you are copying from somewhere, I'll understand when you have copied, when you have not. So in the very next class, you have to submit this. I will give you the submission link. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we'll meet in our next class on Tuesday. By Tuesday, you must finish all these things. Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.